When coming up with ideas around forecasting the future of mobility, I knew I wanted to focus on the aspect of sustainability and how it pertains to mobility. The term sustainability is an often discussed one in the city of Vancouver where I live, with initiatives such as becoming the world's greenest city and reducing waste disposal to landfills. There are even mobile apps that have been developed to help people reduce waste and go green. However, one topic that doesn't often come up in mainstream media or sustainability initiatives concerns mobile phones and their disposability. In researching mobile disposability, I found two sizable issues. One is the impact of mobile waste. An increasing amount of still usable mobile phones are ending up in landfills. Data from 2015 shows that in the US alone, over 140 million units are thrown away every year. Mobile phone waste is toxic and includes toxins such as antimony, arsenic, and lead, and these materials can leach into soil and drinking water when they end up in landfills. The second impact is where resources for our mobile phones are coming from, the use of conflict minerals to produce or mine them, and the environmental and social pressures being put on nations where these materials are mined. As one article I read stated, the elements used to power all our high-tech gadgets come from a dirty industry in which rich nations extract the good stuff from the earth and leave poorer countries to clean up the mess. Considering the rise in mobile phone use, their increasing presence in learning initiatives, and our overall reliance on mobility, the issues surrounding mobile disposability are not going to go away overnight. First, I feel it's important to understand the problem a bit more and where it may originate before thinking towards a solution. From my research, it seems that phone disposal and replacement is hugely driven by marketing strategies and 2-year contracts with mobile upgrades that foster frequent phone replacement, even when it may not be necessary. This probably comes as no surprise to anyone, as these marketing strategies are fairly ubiquitous. There also seems to be a lack of awareness amongst consumers when it comes to recycling initiatives. So, there is a problem of awareness, but there is also a lack of alternative options, especially when many people experience issues with their phones even when they've had them for less than 2 years. What I think people need is a viable option to combat phone replacement, especially considering how much we all rely on our phones every single day in daily tasks, things like mobile learning, and of course, communication. That's where technological innovation comes into play and is where my forecasting project took me. The concept of modular mobile phones and the impact they could have on improving sustainability when it comes to mobility. The concept of modular phones is fairly simple. Modular phones are smartphones that are made up of different components. Each component can be upgraded or replaced, which means that the longevity of our phones' lives can be increased. This is obviously good news when it comes to combating mobile waste, using less resources, and also reducing consumer spending. However, though the concept of modular phones seems simple, it appears that the practicality and rollout is a bit more difficult. A couple of years ago, it seemed they would be a real global possibility, with Google working on Project Aura and other companies following suit with similar modular phone initiatives. Most of these projects have now been scrapped though. The reasons I could find for why these projects were scrapped was, it seems, separating a phone into components slows communication between those components, zaps battery life, and makes phones more expensive. But there is one modular phone case which demonstrates their potential as a viable solution to mobile disposability. I'm going to focus on one company in Europe called Fairphone to show an idea of what a modular phone future could look like. Fairphone promotes all things that sound like music to the ears of anyone interested in sustainability: long-lasting design, fair materials, good working conditions, and reuse and recycling. Their website allows customers to buy phone parts such as cameras, phone displays, and internal parts, and they also have a recycling program where people can send their old phones to be recycled. The idea behind the Fairphone is that it can be used for 5 years or more because of the option to easily replace certain parts. They also place a heavy emphasis on sustainable mining of resources. Fairphone does only sell their products in Europe, however. But the model they have out now seems popular, and as of November 2017, there is currently a waitlist for interested buyers, indicating that there is demand for such a product. I believe that for modular phones to be a commercially viable product worldwide, discussions around mobility and sustainability need to become a part of daily conversations amongst people and in the mainstream media. The role of the news media is explored by Mazur and Lee, who state the most widely accepted effect of the news media on public opinion is agenda setting, the placing of certain issues or problems foremost in the public mind. So first, mobile sustainability needs to enter into the public's mindset. Then, if companies other than Fairphone can figure out how to make a modular phone that offers decent connectivity and speed comparable to other mobile phones and doesn't cost consumers a fortune, there may be a chance for modular phones in our future. I like to think that if I had the option to easily replace or upgrade parts on a mobile device, that I would certainly take it. If not just for the positive environmental and social impact, but even for more selfish reasons like the rising cost phones that we've seen over the past decade. I'm excited at the possibility of a future where mobile disposability could be diminished and the lifetime of our phones is extended through upgradable components.